Welcome to Dharma Homes, everyone. We'll meditate for a few minutes to begin. Welcome to Dharma Bums. Is anyone new to Dharma Bums tonight? Anyone new to meditation? Great, I don't have to do it. Any comments or questions on your meditation practice? Why won't my mind stop? Buddhism might ask, who is it that wants the mind to stop? Where is this person that wants the mind to stop? Questions come up. Then we might say, the best thing to do is to question the questions. Where are these questions arising from? This is Suzuki Roshi in Zen My Beginner's Mind on posture. Why posture is important in Zen practice and meditation practice. Breathing, body awareness. Posture. So what is posture? We all walk around all day. Take for granted. Moving, gravity. Meditation posture. Oh, we should be comfortable. We lie on a couch. Lying on the couch doesn't work for meditation. We fall asleep usually, right? Or we're watching TV. So what does posture have to do with meditation? It's something to explore. Like breathing and body and awareness and posture, subtle, more subtle, energetic factor of body, mind, and meditation. Often many meditation methods say, follow your breath. We kind of do that, like breathing. But then breathing and body is like one thing or two things. So of course, breathing is inseparable from body. It's a very good focus for meditation, because our breathing, of course, is continuously changing. So in meditation, everything completely inhaling, completely exhaling, and breathing from our body center. Our habitual breathing tends to be more shallow, so it's shifting our breathing to full, complete breathing. This is we've all done this, but most of us have lost track a little bit. We did this when we were, everyone remember? Age 2? Age 2, belly breathing. Then rapidly we lose that. And then breathing, so the idea in meditation is for breathing, body, and awareness. We have awareness. So awareness meets our bright breathing in our body. Seamless, completely interdependent, seamless relationship, breathing, body, awareness. So when we're very kind of fluid in our meditation practice, it's almost like we have the sensation, or we feel like we are being breathed. We're not making the breath happen. We're not making the meditation happen. So with that breathing body awareness in this present time, completely fluid present time, continuous. So past and future, everyone have past, right? Future, shopping list for tomorrow already? Sitting and meditating, I forgot, I'm going to do that. And then tomorrow, it's like, well, of course it never turns out that way, but we do it anyway. And out of that, memories and mental ideas and emotions, based on what we think we remember of our past and what we project into the future, then we have this big, wonderful thing sitting there called what? The big me. What is it really?
Imagination.
Yeah, and human beings are really good at this. Excel, A+. The imagined me, thoughts, feelings, emotions, past, gone. Future hasn't happened. So what is this me? If there is this bare awareness, you could call it, there is this arising moment. The thought, feeling, emotion, sensations, hearing, sounds, all these things happening. Awareness meets these events as they take place. So in Zen we'd say there's seamless relationship between all these things and awareness. They meet and then they break apart and we label them. Oh, here is the stick, Ken is hitting the bell, I hear a sound. This is relative world. But before we label it, there's just sound. Awareness and sound are completely unified in one activity. Then we go, oh, it's about sound. You like it, you don't like it, So in our meditation practice, we completely inhaling, completely exhaling. we're literally inhaling all these thoughts, feelings, emotions, sounds, sensations. Everything is arising in the sense of self. Then we're completely exhaling. And all these things dissolve. And complete exhale, and that final momentary exhale. There's a little pause, complete exhale. And then everything arises again. So this kind of process, and kind of getting used to looking at this underlying process in our, that pervades everything. It's important to access in our meditation practice. In Zen, they call this, we get close to little glimpses of the unborn mind, or our intrinsic Buddha nature, or pristine mind. Any comments or questions? Everyone ready for a 10-day retreat? Or Vipassana is 10 days, Zen's usually just 6, 7 days. Well worth it. Well worth the. Well worth the. You think of the vacation. You don't even have to talk for a week. It's wonderful. And really, meditation practice again isn't to find some place separate from our regular world, to escape to some peaceful zone, but it's rather in engaging in this practice and then merging it, converging it into our daily activity more and more and more and more and more. It's very helpful, beneficial during the day. Like, everyone's very busy in our society these days. We don't need half an hour or 20 minutes to meditate. Just 3 minutes is plenty of time. And then just repeat it during the day 3 or 4 times. Changes everything. Or actually we see that nothing needs to change. Maybe it's a better way to put it. Eyes open, eyes closed. Who meditates eyes closed? Who crosses the street eyes closed? Oh. Driving, eyes closed, eyes open. Oh. Anyway. So, experiment, everyone's their own experiment, but most Buddhist meditation and Zen meditation, eyes are a little tiny bit open. But eyes open doesn't mean, again, like we're not focusing on something. We kind of habituate to that focus, our eyes get very tired. But we're gazing, so it's really wide gaze, like if I hold my hands out, I can see my fingers. And then just looking down a little bit. Trying not to tilt your head down, but just looking, just closing your eyes like 2/3. So anything passing through one's gaze is just happening. We're not trying to isolate and name and categorize. Sometimes it's necessary to really close the eyes. Part of the time it's fine. Or some people I've worked with in meditation, and just having the eyes open, if they see something automatically, they're strong mental focus, they immediately start to analyze or categorize. So maybe in that case, it's better to close the eyes. And also best to have in Zen meditation, either one's facing the wall or one's facing a blank floor in front of one. But eyes closed, often we get sleepy easier, or we get more mental ideation happening. Sometimes it takes a little while to get used to eyes open a little bit. also very good to experiment, various activities, to begin them with very short 2-3 minute meditation. Like if you're going to exercise, then meditate first for 2 or 3 minutes, and then after for 2 or 3 minutes. You can go running, bicycling, whatever, swimming, meditate for a little bit, begin and meditate a little more. And we get the sense of this meditation interactivity. Any comment, question? Yeah.
When you're talking about worrying or planning for the future, such as a grocery list or a shopping list, when I was meditating, I was thinking about my parents are coming in town this weekend. What am I going to do with them? What are our plans going to be? And inevitably, whatever plans we make aren't going to go exactly how I think they're going to go, but there's a couple things I want to do with them. What's the Zen, I guess, position or philosophy on some plans are okay to have, but just don't have rigid expectations, or what? Does that make sense?
Yeah, if we go shopping without some kind of list or mental list, it's not very successful, So it's not that we're not denying the relative world at all, but at the same time, we way overdo it. I think mostly. I think it's my experience. So even in planning a small thing, how much time does it really take to plan it? Really, if you put your full focus on it only, and you sit down, figure it out, we're going to do and done, right? But we tend to repeat over and over. Or even more shocking, because it's so, it sounds like, oh, I saw so-and-so yesterday or the day before. I really meant to say blah, blah, blah. I know, next time I'm going to say da-da-da, and then they'll say da-da-da, and then I will do this, and then we'll be very happy. Or then everything will go better. Or then I'll really tell them how I feel, and then everything will be good because I told them that. No. And these kinds of things go over and over and over and over and over, right? Am I the only one that does this? We are replaying the past as if that will fix it. Now, this isn't to say the past doesn't exist in a certain way, and that there isn't work to be done. But we tend to do this in a very surface way that really doesn't make any difference. So in Zen, when I'm saying okay, past, future, and our constructs and everything create the sense of self, the point is to see, begin to get a little hint of seeing through this complex organization of self. It doesn't mean self is non-existent, but we misperceive it. It doesn't mean there isn't processes that are important to go through in understanding self. To just deny that, that doesn't work at all. But within that, there is this dimension where it is completely no self, in a sense, or the unborn. Both of these come together. Yeah, so it's quite true that if we were to simply go into this kind of absolute mode of absolute present awareness and everything, we would be very unfunctional. So it has to come full circle where that totally integrates into our relative world. So we go to the store and we don't I remember, this is a long time ago, but it stuck in my mind because it was so humorous at the time, and I've been living in a Zen kind of monastery for for 7-8 months at this point in time, and some of us have gone out. But rarely left, so we've gone out to on a Saturday we had time off, and we've gone out to have lunch, and this was in New Mexico, so to go somewhere to have lunch was an hour drive to some town and eat and come back. So one of the guys there, we've been in the Zen monastery, everything is present. Your meals come, eating. So the waitress comes and we have menus, right? We get to choose things. It's like, it's so strange. This, it's like, and this one guy, this very nice guy, and he just folded the menu, he looked at the waitress, and he went, "Could you pick something for me, please?" She thought we were all crazy. Yeah, so he'd gotten too lost in that spatial present world. When you're really, more fluid in one's Zen practice, both the absolute and the specific are very sharp, very clear. Yeah, so actually meditation practice ideally would make our a byproduct, not that we're looking for it, but it's just automatic, would be that our planning and activity become more clear and less encumbered. And at the same time more fluid, able to pivot in the moment when things change in the midst of a situation without getting caught in it. Does that make sense a little bit? Any other question, comment? Yeah.
Yeah, I really relate to what you were talking about living like yesterday, about what I've been saying and stuff like that. But my question is about physical pain.
Oh.
So being present with physical pain and not denying that, or not getting into the focus of when something's going to be fixed or not fixed, and being, you talk about being fluid with the meditation.
Yeah, I mean, that's can be very challenging. It looks like you broke something recently.
I pulled a bunch of tendons, so they operated on it on Wednesday.
Oh, typical. Yeah, it's a while ago now, maybe 7 years ago. I broke my left femur, perfect Zen activity, perfect spot, hit it, without jumping, it's like really done, broke. It's very painful, don't ever do that. Yeah, it's, well, there's nothing like pain to make one present, that's one thing. And then, if we become present with it and kind of stuff, we want to fight with it a little bit, it's very natural, we want to resist and push. Of course, then that makes the pain bigger. So again, working with breathing and pain is helpful. It's a little hard to describe. And it's not like pain goes away, it just becomes a little more fluid, and it's, language is difficult. The bandwidth becomes less. And often as human beings, our pains links to deeper issues of impermanence and death and dying, all these things, our limitations, all these things get tangled in pain. So again, meditation helps to push through this a little better. Pain doesn't go away in meditation. It's just not gonna there may be moments where it's like, but no, it's still pain, right? I think it becomes less, what it hooks to becomes less, can be seen more clearly. There are different kinds of pain also. So, like even in long meditation retreats, long meditations, it's typically a back pain, knee pain, neck pain, things, this is common. And it's possible to build up a kind of what to call it, meditation stamina that kind of cuts through this. And that kind of pain sometimes will dissolve, but it's not pain like breaking or from a surgery or something like that. There's some other practices also in Tibetan Vajrayana, Tibetan Buddhism, of it's called Tonglen. Look up online. Giving and receiving, or meditation, or exchanging self for other meditation. And that can be very powerful when one is experiencing illness. So there's some meditations, for example, where one is in Tibetan tradition, of course, there are various visualizations and things. One's visualizing sometimes energy coming into the body from like this is the medicine Buddha over here, for example. Those kinds of things very beneficial. But in Tonglen, one is, in a sense, it's a compassion meditation where one is can be with a specific person or with just beings in general, where one is visualizing through one's breath all the negative energies coming into one. And positive, you're visualizing positive energies sending back. So if even when one is experiencing some pain or suffering in the body, one can visualize that one is the reverse, in a sense, one would think usually. One can actually visualize that one is absorbing this pain and suffering from the world and sending back light and energy into the sentient beings or into specific beings. I'd get very brief, we don't have enough time to minutes left, but There are many, many places to look, find sources for this from various Tibetan lamas. There'd be things I'm sure on YouTube to give guided meditation for Tonglen practice. One story, for example, this is from recent time, where in North India, a lama was giving a teaching to a large number of people in a bit of outside in a wild wilderness area, near a wilderness area, many hundreds of people coming. And a Tibetan Lama told me this story, so that there were semi-wild dogs causing trouble, coming in, trying to bite people and stuff. Some of the assisting monks were trying to clear the zone so it was safe for everybody, and one dog was especially aggressive, The monk picked up a rock and threw it at the dog to scare it away. But the rock really hit the dog in the head, and the dog was yelping, and these Rinpoche, the Lama giving the teachings, was there watching all this, and everyone was kind of surprised, hundreds of people. The dog kind of limped off, and then everyone watched, and the old Lama teaching, the dog had been hit in the head with a rock, and the dog's making a sound. And then everyone looked, and the old Lama's head started to get red, have a welt show on it where the dog had been hit. And then the dog got very quiet and walked off, and the Lama's head swelled up and was all red. And then he sat and meditated for a while more, and then his red welt on his head went down, and then he started giving his teaching. But anecdotally, that's really happened. Hard for us to believe in or whatever. But this would be an example of Tonglen, spontaneously this great Lama, took on all this energy of having the dog got hit with the rock. Nice story, regardless. We have like a few more minutes. We'll meditate a tiny bit more before we go.